Good evening, YouTube. This is Kaylin Stern coming at you with my September Stuckup haul. And I'm going to start with the non-food items first. So I'll move this bag down here. I got a bucket down here. I can put that on. My Amazon subscribe and save items came in. What I have here, about twice, or I think just twice a year, I get 2 4-packs of these Amazon Basics disinfecting wipes. Usually I take these to the mosque. But this time I'm only going to take 6 there. The other 2 I'm going to take with me when I go to the White Eagle Multicultural Powwow. I do donate some supplies for that. So 2 of these will go with me there. And then here I have 2 of these Amazon Basics liquid hand soap bottles. These are quart size, and I will take these to the mosque. I have a few bottles of this already stashed away here at home, so I like to donate these to the mosque. We're getting low there anyway. And then I'm going to start pulling out items from the bag. The hair, skin, and nails from Nature's Bounty. Sometimes they've been hard to find in the stores, so I decided to do the subscribe and save on that. Then I got another one of these LifeStraw Flex carbon filters. These are the ones that you can change in the LifeStraw Flex that comes with that probably a pint size plastic bag that you put the filter on. So living here in the city with the stuff that is in our water, I want to have several of these on hand. This goes with the LifeStraw Flex or the LifeStraw Play. So chlorine improves taste, reduce lead and other heavy metals. And this, like 26.4 gallons or 100 liters. And then that diagram shows where you put the carbon element. I actually keep that in my get-home bag. And then a couple more of the subscribe and save items. This is the turmeric with black pepper extract. And then the black cohosh. The black cohosh is for hot flashes and other postmenopausal symptoms. And don't forget your feminine hygiene products. When I was looking in the Walgreens where I got this, I noticed that the name brand, they cut 2 out of their packaging that's this size, but you're still paying more. So with the Walgreens brand, you're still getting the 52. And then I got a couple of, these are the disc coffee filters for that electric percolator that I scored. That was a freebie. So I ordered one on Amazon and one on eBay. This is natural, whereas this is the whitened. So they're flat filters because the size of the sides of the percolator basket do not have holes, so you only need the flat filters instead of the basket type. So there are 100, and they are inside of a paper bag. This is like a seam seal tape for tents and tarps. I'm just going to put that up there. I found that on eBay. And I got some other tapes, but I have already placed them because I'm taking them tomorrow to the powwow organizing committee meeting because they are some super neon bright tapes. They do not glow in the dark, but they are UV reactive. So what we're going to do with some of those is put them on ropes that mark off different areas. That way they are more visible at night because you may not see that rope and you might trip on it, especially if it kind of blends in with the ground. So I made that suggestion, and I'm also going to take some glow tape that does glow in the dark, and then that can be used as well. Then Walgreens had this on their clearance shelf. These are 2 battery votive style candles, but they spelled COTIVES, not VOT, so they messed up on that spelling. So there's a little switch on the bottom that you use to turn these on. And then the last then I also found this pair of, I found these at Hy-Vee on the clearance shelf. $1. Damaged pack means that the case pack that all of these were in was damaged. But this was cut here. But the scissors themselves are fine. There's no, it's just damage to the plastic. But this is kid size, so these will be going to the powwow as well. Then I had a Transit Rider Advisory Committee meeting on the 3rd of this month, and at every place they put one of these pads, these notepads, and they put a pen. So I collect all of these. Some people use them there, but I collect them. And then the last thing I'm going to show, I got this on Amazon. This is the sleeve that has the dosimeter. I'm going to pause it and take it out. I opened up that envelope, and then inside the instruction booklet is the dosimeter itself. There's a hole. You can attach either a badge clip or a lanyard to, so you can wear this. I had it upside down. But I will store this inside this envelope until it's ready to use. That way it stays clean and not exposed to anything that might already be in the air, which I doubt there is, but I just want to keep it clean. So that is all except one item, and I will pause to show that. This is a 13-pound bag of the Purina Naturals cat food. The last shipment from the Amazon Subscribe and Save didn't work out, so I just went ahead and ordered another bag. This one happens to be the indoor. It has the blue. The one I normally feed Pumpkin is the red up here. So I thought, you know, I'll just try this indoor. And in fact, I have a 5-gallon bucket ready to put this in. But she is almost out of the food that she is currently eating, so I'll just go ahead and, when it's time to refill the feeder, I'll just go ahead and open it, put some in, and then just put this bag in the bucket with the measuring cup that I use as a scoop. So that is all of the non-food items. Now I'm going to get those stashed aside, and then I'll start with the food. Okay, now I'm going to start with the food, and I'm doing this in reverse. I'm starting with the non-perishable food first. So I have these 2 bags here, and then I have one down here. So I will drop these bags down below. And then I'm going to start pulling from here. This is whole peeled Roma tomatoes. There have been some issues with tomato harvest and tomato imports and all that, so I got that. And then this is a 24-ounce bottle of vegetable oil. I don't use a whole lot, so I don't get the really big ones like the ones we get for the mosque, but I decided to take it anyway. A can of plums, some of the cans were left in the laundry room that someone else had left. It perfectly fine. This can of corn was on the discount shelf at a Hy-Vee, and the best buy is 27, so December of 27. So this still has some life left to it. So this applesauce, it's been dented, but that's okay. It will get used. First, and this can of green beans. Some of these are 2 of them. This diced pears was also in that bunch. This is a vegetable soup. It's got dented, so it will get used. There's another can of the peas. There's another can of the green beans. I'll get this almond butter out of the way to get to the other things. Change it up, get a different nut butter. And this diced potatoes. I decided I'm going to have that. Here's another can of the pears that were left in the laundry room. And the current bottle of honey that I've been using is about gone, so I grabbed this other one. Linville, Iowa is where this honey came from. Spicy mustard. All natural. Gotta have condiments in your stash. You don't want to have food fatigue going on when you're dealing with your long-term food storage. This ground sage and rosemary were on the discount shelf at that same Hy-Vee. So that is all of that bag. I'm going to put these back in and get them out of the way, and I'll bring up the next one. Okay, now I'm going to bring up the next bag. I picked up some items from Hillel Groceries. And this baklava bites, they're actually going with me to the powwow committee meeting tomorrow. We contribute goodies towards a meal that we actually have before the meeting. And I got me a coffee creamer. That's Smart is actually a few pennies less than the Hy-Vee brand. So I get that. Dang it. No, I'm not going to edit that out. And this container of taffies this is going to the powwow with me as well. There is what's called the candy dance that takes place two or three times during the powwow, and that's where kids have to dance to the drummers and the singers, and then when it stops, then they grab the candy. But when they start up again, they have to start dancing again. And I saw these coffees on the discount shelf. I don't know if they're not carrying this brand anymore, but this Caribou Coffee is actually a local coffee shop. They roast their own coffees. So there are 2 bags on the shelf, and I grabbed them both. These are 11 ounces each. Then I got this little container of whole cloves. That will actually be a featured item in something that will take place this coming weekend. And then on the Hy-Vee discount shelf, this celery seed. That is the whole celery seed. And then for some reason they got a hold of some of the Walmart Great Value seasonings. So how they ended up with that, I don't know. So $1, that's less than Dollar Tree. And I got a poultry seasoning. You know, I wasn't going to pass that up. And then the last item in this bag, someone had given me some peanut butter patties, Girl Scout cookies. They're covered in chocolate. So I couldn't say no to that. So I'm going to get these in the bag and then I'll bring up the next one. Okay, now I'm going to pull out the last items. This is a bag of fig pieces. Easy to munch on. And then a whole mess of ramens. These Indomie mee goreng came from Hillel Groceries. They only put a few different flavors out in the single packs, so I like to get a variety. But you can do so much with these ramens. This is actually a vegetarian with the chicken seasoning, not actual chicken broth or chicken fat, but it's actually not bad. These Sapporo Ichiban, I do like these. Especially the miso. Yeah, I really like the miso one. And of course I get every one of these flavors except for the pork. That's the only flavor I do not get. Yeah, it seems like a lot of chicken ones, but I don't care. This used to be known as the original flavor, then they changed it to soy sauce. The only thing that they did not have was the chili lime shrimp. That's the only flavor of this one that they did not have. This is a reduced sodium. And then that is all of those. So this gives you an option, but you can do so many things with the ramens. You can put Spam or other luncheon loaves in it. You can put Vienna sausages in it. You can put deli meats in it. You can put salmon or tuna or canned chicken. Heck, with this beef one, you can combine it with the small can of the roast beef or part of one, or do up a few of these at a time. You can use a larger can or jar of home canned beef. So you can do all kinds of things with these. So I will get all these put aside, and then I will go ahead and get the cold food, which I got more of this time. Okay, I am back. Got a carton of eggs, a container of strawberries, which I will be diving into tomorrow. Then at Hillel, I got 2 of these smaller diameter flatbreads. This one is whole wheat. And this one is the white. It's pita, but it's not the pocket pita. And then this is the spreadable butter, the Land O'Lakes. It's hard to find the one with the olive oil, and you hardly ever see it in this size container. And I got the turkey bacon. I got beef bacon. This is very good for jalapeno poppers. Got Miramar beef hot dogs. I had a pack of the Hebrew National hot dogs, but I already ate them. Then these mild smoky beef sticks. I'm going to take these to the powwow with me because when they serve breakfast, they serve pork sausage with the pancakes. And speaking of sausage, I got sausage patties, but I think one of them start to crumble, so I may have to actually cook those or throw them in the freezer. This label didn't get printed very well, but this is ground chicken, so it's a pound. And then this label starting to come off of this Miramar ground beef. This is 80/20 beef. And then I have 4 of these bags of the unsweetened frozen blueberries. And this is where the clothes are going to come in. Because this coming Saturday we are having another International Food Day at the mosque. So I decided I'm going to do a Polish kompot. And you can use any fruit, and you can make it thicker or thinner depending on how long you cook it down. So I'm going to use these blueberries and the cloves, and we have plenty of sugar there. And I may throw some cinnamon sticks in there as well. But basically what you do is you bring it, you put the fruit and your spices in the water, and then you bring it to a boil, and then you simmer it for a while. And that extracts the juice and the flavor out of the berries, but you can still eat the berries afterwards. It's not like one of those things like a bay leaf where you cook it and then you throw it away. No, you can eat the berries. But I got 4 bags. So I give everybody a little tiny bit of it. Not a big cup, then I should have enough to go around. But we'll see how that goes. So I got 4 of these 12-ounce bags. They had more, but I didn't have much space left in the hauler after going to Hillel Groceries. So, you get what you can fit, plus, I had to go with what my budget would allow. But anyway, that is what I got for my food. I hope all these things give you ideas on what you can add to your stash. Variety is a spice of life. And whatever your budget allows, even if you have to go to a food pantry, food bank, to get a little extra. Winter is coming. We need to put food aside for winter in case you can't get out. Like some of my disabled friends and other YouTubers, like Disabled in Prepping. She drives an electric wheelchair. She does not drive a vehicle other than her chair. And it's very hard for her to go out, even to a bus stop, to go catch a bus in her city. So she stashes supplies during the warmer months, and that way when winter comes she has a good supply there, and she just supplements with deliveries. So however you prep, it's very important to do that as best you can. Not going into debt over it. Just do the best you can with what you got and in the space you got. Anyway, thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.